Can the law of attraction help you to stop people from talking smack about you? Hey, happy shiny puppies. This is Melody Fletcher with Deliberate Receiving, where the law of attraction finally makes some freaking sense. Today's burning question comes from Awesome Nicole, who wants to know, what do you do if someone spews negative thoughts and words about you into the universe? My husband's friend has a highly caustic wife. She's unhappy with the friendship, or bromance even, and has made that clear to both men on various occasions. But we recently discovered that she's been slandering my husband's character in particularly nasty ways, ways that could even put our family under scrutiny. Oh, how do we combat the negative arrows that others may shoot into the universe? Does raising our own vibration make us immune to these attacks? Okay, Awesome Nicole, here's the thing. You either believe that you create your own reality or you don't. You can't half-ass this stuff, sorry. And if you do create your own reality, and you do, then that must mean that everything that's in your world, everything that interacts with you, everything that gets your attention is there for a reason. Now, whenever you have a negative manifestation, yeah, that means that something is trying to get your attention to point out to you that you have a belief that isn't working for you. And, well, nothing quite gets your attention like a psycho bitch spewing smack about you. In order to find that belief, what you want to ask yourself is, how does this event or experience or person make me feel? And then dig down into that. Let me give you a little shortcut, Nicole. What you're feeling here is some kind of powerlessness. The idea that other people have more control over your reality, that you don't have any power in your own world. Which, well, I'm sorry, it's just utterly ridiculous. This belief is essentially about setting boundaries. Now, sometimes setting boundaries results in you needing to learn to stand up for yourself, to confront somebody, to get your power back. In this case, I would not advise that. This woman's not going to be able to hear a word that you say. It's not going to go well, and you're just going to be playing the game at her level. You really want to do that, Nicole? I think you're better than that. But in a case like this, setting boundaries means learning how to not give your power away to somebody else. And right now, you're giving a tremendous amount of power away to this woman. You are essentially letting her decide how you feel about yourself, about your life, and even about your husband. When she opens her mouth, you decide to feel bad. That's a lot of power. Think of your reality like a video game that's created just for you. Now, your character is controlled by you. There are other characters that are controlled by others, but they can only interact with your character to the degree that your player rules allow. Now, that means that if your virtual neighbor is letting his virtual dog poop all over your virtual lawn every day, there is a rule in your player rules that not only lets him do that, but actually invites him to. Now, reality is just like that. If you have a belief that you're not aware of that isn't serving you, reality will send some psycho bitch to talk smack about you and poop all over your lawn. Wait, I think I mixed metaphors there. So when you give this woman the power to influence your reality, it's kind of like you started taking life advice from your microwave, or your TV, or even a YouTube video. Okay, so how do you start feeling better about this whole issue? Well, lucky for you, I've got a 3-step process. Step 1, get some perspective. You're not really giving the people around you very much credit, are you? I mean, there she is talking smack about you, and you're essentially saying that everybody you know is a total idiot who will believe anything that anybody says about you, particularly the negative stuff. If that's true, why the hell are you hanging out with a bunch of douchebags? Chances are it's not true. Give the people in your reality some credit. After all, if they believe anything that somebody says about you, well, that says a lot more about them than it does about you. Imagine that every time this woman talks to them about you in a derogatory way, they're all looking at her like she's an idiot. Then you can take it even further and imagine them all defending you, because they know you, and they're not going to believe that crap. Now, it doesn't matter what's happening in reality. I'm asking you to use your imagination to create a new reality for you to step in. So go ahead and indulge in this fantasy, visualize it until you actually feel better, and allow yourself to believe that there are people out there who will react just like this. The rest, well, you don't really need to hang out with them. Step 2, take away her power. Now, this is one of my all-time favorite techniques, not only because it's so effective, but because it's really, really super fun. What you do is you shrink her down to a few inches tall, and then you make her into a cartoon character. Now, it doesn't matter what you make her look like, just make her look small and innocent and somehow harmless. The cuter, the better. And then give her a cute little cartoony voice. This is my cartoony voice. And then have her say all that stuff she said about you in that voice. There is no way that you can continue to take her seriously as a threat when she's this big, a cartoon, and speaking like this. Seriously, this is super fun. And you can take this even further by imagining that she's like on your hand, and then you kind of flick her off or grab her by her tiny little foot and fling her around your head like a dead cat and throw her out the window. Or, you know, just smush her with your shoe. Now, I know that some of you at this point are looking at me going, Melody, we're not supposed to indulge in negative thoughts and emotions. Yeah, this is a major misconception in the law of attraction. Yes, of course you're supposed to feel your negative emotions. It's suppressing your negative emotion that causes all the damage, because the limiting beliefs are what cause the negative emotion. The negative emotion is there to point out to you that you have a limiting belief. So when you do not feel your negative emotion, you are actually suppressing the limiting belief, and you're keeping yourself stuck. What you want to do is you want to acknowledge the negative emotion, and then you want to feel it, because as you shift from a lower bad feeling frequency to a higher better feeling frequency, what's going to happen is that energy actually has to release, and that often comes out in the form of an emotional release, and you want to let that out, and you let it out by feeling it. So for God's sakes, please do not keep suppressing your emotion in the name of law of attraction. Let it out. Which brings me to step number 3. Get emotional. Whatever emotions come up, let them out, even if it's an ugly one like anger. In fact, it probably will be anger, because anger is the emotion that pulls you out of powerlessness. So if you need to have an anger release, you can even go and help it come out by doing things like writing an angry letter to her that you will never send. Honestly, it will do no good. Don't do that. Just write it. This exercise is for you. Or you can imagine her being in the room with you, and you can just go off on her. Or like I already said, you can imagine that you're taking her little cartoony self and beating the crap out of it or throwing out the window. This is a fantasy that you can indulge in to let your anger out, and you want to keep doing it until there is no more anger. Do not cut the anger release short. Trust me, you know when you're done. There'll be no doubt about it. You'll just be kind of exhausted, and you won't be angry anymore. Now, if you do this right, you'll feel a whole lot better. What other people say about you is completely irrelevant. Stop listening to the toaster. What's important is how you react, not just on the outside, but on the inside. So stop giving away your power and take it back. And if you have to give away your power to somebody, then give it to me. Here's what I think about you. I think you're awesome. I think you're a magnificent person, and so is your husband. Now, show this video to all of the people that you know that are susceptible to other people's opinions, and tell them that my opinion is worth more than her opinion, because I'm on YouTube. Is she on YouTube? Yeah, I didn't think so. Want more content like this? Then head on over to deliberatereceiving.com, where you'll find over 400 Law of Attraction blog posts, many of them very lengthy. And I know it's not the size that counts, but I also offer volume. Thanks for watching till the end. See you next time.